As always, starting with my lipstick, the old woman lipstick, and removing my makeup. That seems to be my trademark now. So, last time I talked about how to talk with your boys, how to teach them to talk about emotions. And yes, of course, I'm very focused on what's happening in the society these days, right? So of course, neurodiversity is a thing that we speak a lot about. Diversity, neurodiversity, diversity, what the DAI hires, diversity, equity, integration. No, what is DEI? I can put it here. This is the DEI, and but of course, I talk a lot about neurodiversity. Of course, everybody who knows me knows why. It's because neurodiverse. Just like I'm coming from a neurodiverse family. All my kids, and we're just like a soup of neurodiverse individuals, and neurodiversity is just like 11 different conditions, and what I know the most about is OCD, ADHD, AUDHD, and autism, because that's what it's in the realm that I am in, and from my work experience and from my personal experience. And yes, so of course, I'm interested in neurodiversity, and then maybe I'm just like talking like now out like a kitten around the milk's bowl. I'm not sure that is an expression in English, but yeah. So I'm very concerned about the trans ideology when it comes to autistic children. So I have personal experience with it. And of course, stories that should be told from the person that has the experience, the lived experience, so to speak. So I will not go into that, but I will say that I think it's very, very, very important to talk about transitioning your children and your autistic children, and that you not do that. You should not transition your autistic children. So if you are a parent to autistic child, that it's you see it's a correlation with trans identity and autism at some point in their autistic child's life. And I don't think it really has to do anything with body dysmorphia on that you are dysmorphic in that sense. Of course, some are, but it's about identity and not be able to feel yourself, right? To not. So the main thing with autistic children is that when you don't have learned yourself to regulate yourself, you are either 0 or 100. It's either white or black. So when just like if you feel uncomfortable and not having the identity and you are confused and the puberty hits and everything, it's just like a very, very, very difficult area to be in as an autistic child. And when you are maybe disposed of this trans ideology, you might think that this differentness, then this thing within me, and just like not being touched with myself and the feelings and what's going on. A lot of trans activists will affirm you in that sense and then make you transition, because I don't think there is no such things as being born in the wrong body, right? And I think actually they're planting the seeds in the minds of autistic children's head. Now I'm only talking about autistic children, but I think there is that's what's actually going on. And they see it on social media, they see it everywhere. And the narrative is that if you transition, you're going to be ooh so happy. But that's not the case. That is not the case. And not every, a lot of autistic children goes through a phase, and they can try this, and they have a non-binary period, or and then they have a trans period. But most of them comes out on the other side as the human being that are born to be like the you're born with either being female or male, and that's what also autistic children ends up to be, right? So I think it's very, very, very dangerous to go down a path where you take your autistic child down the puberty blockers road, and yeah, and start. You can transition, right? Like of course you can dress whatever they want and change name, and just like the innocent stuff, just like try it out, but never, never ever go down the road of puberty blockers. I always give this advice to people, because first of all, puberty blockers is not irreversible. It's not. And trust me, it's not just like trust me, bro, but the research, the CAS report, everything shows that it is irreplaceable. And of course, because it is experimental. It's experimental with hormones that are given to adults in regards of castration, or women in menopause, or it's not made for children. And the thing is, you need to go through puberty to be an adult. So you have to end up on the other side with the full grown body that you're made to be. And the thing is, it's the brains as well. You need to go through puberty to develop your brain, to become a critical thinker, to gain extra IQ. It's intelligence wise as well. You need to do this to make the frontal lobes grow together. And it's the puberty is actually a human right. It's a human right to go through puberty. Do not take that opportunity away from your kids. It is irreversible. So you can end up with like if you are a girl that start with puberty blockers and then eat testosterone, your bone density is going to suffer a lot. So you will have a lot of pain, not now, not in 10 years, not in 20 years, but when you're 40 and 50s, you will have osteoporosis. And you don't want that at all. You don't want broken bones and sitting in a wheelchair. So the thing is, puberty blockers and giving children hormones is a horrible, horrible choice to do for your children. Don't do that. It's because you are damaging your child's body, and they are not in any position to do so, to take that decision themselves. They do not know what are the consequences. They can't face the consequences, and due to puberty and due to growing up and with experience, a 30-year-old is not like a 13-year-old, right? So you need that brain development, the brain involvement. And do not ever take that away from your child. It is on you. It is totally on you to protect your children. So you have to protect your children of doing any harm. I am a Scandinavian, right? So I have the complete I have. It's different in Scandinavia because no doctors are gaining anything from it. That it's not like, yes, for some, of course, of course the private hospitals, you can do that on private hospitals, but the governmental care cannot earn on the children doing the transition. So you are protected more now after a long many years of discussing this. You are more protected, but I know that in California and everything and in Canada it's just like horrible. So I can be really firm on this, but I would really leave any place that would try to force my children into to transition and give up that control, because you're going to destroy a perfectly healthy body, because that's what it is. The body of these children, they are perfectly healthy, and don't destroy a perfectly healthy body. And you're going to destroy it with puberty blockers. You're going to destroy it with taking hormones. And you know, when I grow up, you almost didn't want to go on the pill, right? Because it was extra hormones. That's how we are raised. And be so careful about that cocktail. Even the ones who invented in the Netherlands did invented the cocktail that they're giving, and they're just like, it's under so controlled environments. So I think what they're doing to children and autistic children today, don't do it. I think it's horrible, and I think it's modern day lobotomy. So you can't have any you can't grasp the consequences of removing their breast. So okay, think about it. If you have a child that autistic or not have been sexually, can't say that, essayed. If you have been essayed and you hate your body, now you can see you have dysphoria and you hate your body because you're born in the wrong, but the actual cause is that you've been essayed and you want to make yourself not attractive at all. It used to be something else. These things used to be anorexia or bulimia, or like girls getting really fat because they were essayed. And I think this is we will see this when we see this in detransitioners now, and you will see it later on, the harm that has been done to the children. So you can now destroy your body so that nobody is sexually attracted to you by doing so. And I would never ever, you have to learn. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? That actually is what the RuPaul says in every show, right? And it goes for the heterosexual children as well. It goes for the children. Learn how to love yourself, because how the hell are you going to love somebody else? And your body is perfect, and it is perfect. And your child's body is perfect. It is 100% perfect. Of course, somebody has dysmorphia and they will go down the path after being 18, but then you have a fully grown genitals and you have everything that you need. You have your reproducing, you can reproduce reproductive organs, as you say. So you have not destroyed. And when you are 18-year-old, they can start destroying their own body if they want to, or they can try to accommodate the dysphoria. I think it is a lie that you ever get rid of the dysphoria, because what I see in the trans women, I only know trans women or autogynephiliacs, as I know. It never, it's just like it never ever goes away. So So a lot of adults go through cosmetic surgery to like look the look like the gender that you're not, like the sex you're not born as. So if you're born male, you try to have affirmative surgery that look so you look like a woman, but it's almost, it doesn't get away. You are still not happy with yourself. You have the dysphoria. The dysphoria do not go away. My ex-husband, he made a documentary about an older trans woman in Denmark that was 70 plus when he was finally doing the bottom surgery. And when he woke up with the not a penis anymore, but with a vagina, he was still depressed, still sad. It didn't change the dysphoria. And actually, he died very sad and alone, and it didn't do anything for him. So he thought that this was the road to happiness. But mostly, all of the time, it's not. And of course, you will hear that it's the most happy thing, and that's why autistic children think that when they are so different, when they do not fit in, when they are not comfortable in the body, it's like 0 or 100. I am this now, and I'm just like gonna do everything to become a happy person. But the thing is, going through puberty, going through the stages, learning to know how yourself, learn how to regulate yourself, learn the social interaction, learn more about social cues, learn more about talk and spread awareness about how it is to be an autistic person. You will come out as perfect, as happy, because you being you is the best thing. So your child being your child is absolutely the best thing for them. And I can't emphasize this the most. It's just like we have to get the mantra back that you are perfect the way you are. You're beautiful. Your body is beautiful. We love you, and we love you for who you are, and you don't need to change anything about yourself. I have read a lot about it. I said a lot about documentaries, and I've been listening to so many podcasts. I'm following everything. Of course, I'm a J.K. Rowling supporter, and I stand 100% by J.K. Rowling, and I love her. And I think it's only a very few people that need to do any surgically with yourself to accommodate the most horrible dysphoria that you experience. But I don't think you should mutilate your genitals. I don't think you should mutilate any other part of the body to make you can't make penis for you can't do that. Never ever. If your girl want to do it, it's a good idea. You know that, you know how anatomy works, like you know how physiology work. And so after it was a Swedish documentary about, it's called trans train. I'm not sure what it's called. Is it Transtoget? Is it called? And it was a Norwegian that called it when you hop on the Transtoget, the trans train. Just like if your autistic children jump on that, be very prepared. You should read about everything. You should go out there and listen to, I can recommend listen to detransitioners, just like Searchfield, Google, search for it on YouTube, anything, detransitioners. Talk about with detransitioners, because you can learn so much, because their regret and the irreversible thing that are done to themselves is just like a very, very big red flag. And there is so valid, and I'm so proud of them doing so. I'm support detransitioners all the way. So it's horrible to think about people that has transition and regretting it when waking up, right? So you wake up without a penis and then you regret it, and it's no way coming back from that, and that's just like a horrible, horrible, horrible moment. So from the bottom of my heart, I will tell you, do not do this. I totally understand Elon Musk, because what he's saying, that they are forcing him to dead name his son. He can't dead name his son because he's dead. That was he should only have done this dead, because now he has a daughter, and he knows now the damage that has been done on his son's body, and it's irreversible. It's reversible damage. Backtracking to the trans train, right? So a trans woman that was watching this had done the surgery and going now heavy on hormones, and you have to take the hormones for the rest of your life, knowing that you will experience heart failure and so many other side effects from this. So your body is not meant to eat hormones from your 11-year-old, and your female body is not meant to take testosterone. So you can completely destroy your uterus by giving yourself testosterone. And if you regret, sometimes there is no regrets. You can't regret. You can regret that you went on this train, but so if it is your child, I think you are responsible. You can be held accountable. I will not go after parents that has done this, because oh my god, what they have to when they realize what they have done to their children. I feel for them. I will not hunt them down at all. But I think if you are now in this situation where maybe your son is just gay, maybe your daughter is just a lesbian, it's like just because it's okay to be lesbian, it's okay to be gay, it's just like everybody accept it now. So if just like the trans ideology, they are so going back to the 1950s. It's just like, if you like pink, you must be a girl, and if you like blue, you must be a boy. I was subscribing to a male magazine called Women, when I was a teenager, and I was playing football and kickboxing, and I had male friends. I was wrestling them, and I was fighting in the schoolyard because I was what they call tomboy. And I think I'm pretty okay being a woman now, right? So it just like, because you like male stuff doesn't make you male. It's just like, it's so stupid. I think it's really, really stupid. And just like, if we are not living in a world where it's pink and blue, and if you like blue, you are. It's just like, why on earth do you want to box everything now? We grew up with David Bowie, with Prince, with everybody, Eurythmics, with Annie Lennox. A lot of women with girls had a lot of girls had short hair back in the days, and nobody bat an eye, and it is what it is, right? So I'm just like one of the Gen X women that are quite pissed about this, that we worked so hard for our female women rights, just like and gay rights, lesbian rights, and everything, and now we just like have to box things. Why do we have to box things? It's so stupid. So if your son likes to play with dolls, yeah, he likes to play with dolls. That doesn't mean that he is born in the wrong body. Nobody is born in the wrong body. Nobody at all. So yes, I get super excited about that, and I feel just like I heard about a woman right now having a 6-year-old, and she's affirming him and being born in the wrong body, and I just like doing my thing to uh, look up the transitioners, look up what the hormones do, look up what the damage you can do to the body, and don't affirm this because you can be gay, he can be gay, and it's okay. And I think like I come from a perspective of autistic children because I think that's a very vulnerable group. And for the first of all, the thing why I think like it's vulnerable group is because as a parent you know so little about what is the right thing to do when I have an autistic child. And there are of course a lot of knowledge out there now, and we're getting better to understand our autistic children, and we understand them by ourselves. So the autistic children are exceptionally vulnerable, but please think about every child. And I know that it creates a lot of hate when you say that there is no things like trans child. I really mean it. Nobody was confused in the 80s, and I don't care if you hate me. I don't really care at all because I'm a very confident person, and I'm confident in my own body now. Going through puberty is horrible. It's horrible. Just like prepare yourself for a horrible. You can't take the discomfort away because things are growing out on your body. You don't have breast, now the growing breast. That's a freak situation, right? And you're getting bigger bump, and just like because you need the extra fat from giving birth. Don't destroy your body so that you can't give birth. They don't have the opportunity, because it's so sad that you have functional reproductive system and now you don't. So as a child, now as a parent, it's your responsibility to not castrate your children. It's your responsibility not to destroy children's body. It is. I will hold you accountable, but when the damage is done, I will not go after you because you have to live with yourself, right? And I know that must be difficult. I know parents who was taught the evil lie that do you want a living son, a living daughter, or a dead son? That's the worst lie they've served the parents of these children. Because your child, would you like a gay son, or do you want a gay happy son, or do you want a sad son? Maybe that was the choice you have to do. I think is madness, and the future will tell us about the madness that this started in 2015. As I tell you, I have known trans women and autogynephiliacs, and autogynephilia are people who is not like, they're not born in the wrong body, but it's a fetish. I will not go into it. You can look it up. So yes, I'm very engaged in this because I want to protect children. I want to protect child abuse, and I think it's orchestrated. It's governmental run child abuse, and we need tough women who fight for kids and protect the kids. So this was I started out very softly as I usually do, but yes, I am very engaged in this, and everybody who knows me know how engaged I am in this and why I am so engaged. So I will say this once again. Please, if you are an parent to autistic child that is in this identity crisis, just like support. They can go in any clothes, have the hair color, they can do the piercing, just like do not do anything with hormones at all. Do not do anything with hormones at all. Let your child have the puberty that they deserve. It's a human right. It's a human right to mature your brain. It's a human right to become an adult. It will never ever be a comfortable process for children to go to. That's the actual transition. From the transition is from childhood to adulthood, and we have to make this transition as smooth as possible. After 18, they can do whatever they want. If they, not, I don't think like you have to support the children after 18 as well, and I will always do that with my own children. But this is my plea to you, to the parents of autistic children. Just be aware and do not do it. And it's I mean, like, you will receive hate if you are like me, but you are doing it for your child. That's the most important thing. You're doing it for your child. Bye bye.